Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am here to do the baking book tag, which I just did with my husband, and we did the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies in place of books. I know we've been talking about that a lot lately, but starting January 1st of this year, we decided that we were going to watch the Marvel movies in chronological order. We started with Captain America, and now we are at Endgame. Taking us a little bit of time to get through Endgame just because it's a long movie and we've been tired and the kids have been staying up late and everything's crazy. So we're working on Endgame and then hopefully finish that tonight, and then we will do Spider-Man Far From Home, which I liked better than Homecoming, but after rewatching Homecoming again, I do like that one, but I liked Far From Home a little bit more because I feel like it tied in a lot more and you get to see after Endgame what happens. Anyways, we are going to attempt to make cinnamon raisin bread with potato yeast. So wish me luck on that, and I will answer these questions. I wrote down my answers so that I'm not just rambling on for 40 minutes. So I'm gonna wash my hands and we will get started. So my kids are hungry all the time, so we made smoothies. So that's our afternoon snack. I was gonna make a coffee, but smoothie's better for me. I got my cup of silk milk, and I need 6 tablespoons of butter, melt butter with milk. So instead of using butter, I'm going to be using ghee. Look at this thing. I found this at Walmart. It's normally like $22, but they had it on sale for $15. So I grabbed one of those. So I'm using ghee, so we'll see how that works compared to butter. I don't know. Hopefully it tastes good. Oh. My son is climbing on the counter for some reason. No, honey. Say hi.
Hi.
So I need 6 tablespoons of butter. And my tablespoon is dirty from, what did I do? Hot chocolate. I made the kids hot chocolate earlier. Go sit down on the couch with those, Rylan.
And Rylan kept on spilling it.
Cupcake. Goldfish crackers.
And Rylan kept on spilling all the hot chocolate.
Yes. Okay, so 6 tablespoons. And the first question is cupcakes. Name a collection of short stories, poems, or anthologies where you couldn't read just one section and had to go for one more. So for me, I don't really read short stories or anthologies or collections like that. I was reading the second cup of hot apple cider, and some of the stories are good, and I prefer, with books like hot apple cider or like Chicken Soup for the Soul books, I prefer like true stories more. I don't know if I put in 4. So we're gonna do this and one more. I prefer true stories versus short fiction stories. Okay, she's just picking you up so you can show the camera.
No. You're on YouTube. No. I want to do it. I want to do it.
Okay, show the camera what we got. What did Daddy buy you? Can you put this in the microwave for 40 seconds?
And.
Yeah, M&M yogurt. Okay, put it away, please. This is what happens when you have to do your videos with your kids home. Yeah, 4-0. Heat until very warm. Do not boil. Allow this to cool, and you can add your yeast. So we'll see about that. Yeah, hot apple cider. I just wasn't very invested in it, I guess. Some of the stories were good. Some of them were okay. Nothing like wrong with them. I'm just not a short story person. In a bowl, mix in your flour and salt and set aside. So I got my bowl here, and I need 3.5 cups of flour. Okay, so lemon pound cake. Name a book that has 400 pages or more that you consider a comfort read and a classic. So I think the number one book out there right now for this would be Little Women. Everyone is talking about it with the latest adaptation of the movie. I saw the movie on New Year's Eve. I went to the movie by myself while my husband and his parents took the kids out sledding. I enjoyed the movie. I've seen other adaptations of the movie before, and I'd read the book in the past, but I listened to it this time, and I enjoyed it. I'd have to rewatch the movies again to know which one's my favorite, but I did enjoy listening to it. I have a hard time with classics, just the old language and everything, but I'm enjoying re-listening to them, and I'm going to listen to Emma as well, because that was a book that was supposed to come out, that was a movie that was supposed to come out in March, so my plan was to listen to that one, but I've gotten just too many audiobooks I want to listen to right now, including finishing the Shatter Me series. I think I've read/listened to the first 5 out of like 10. So I'm doing that, and then, like I said in my other little book haul video, I want to listen to the Circle series, which is 4 books. So I have not gotten to Emma yet. But Little Women would definitely be a comfort read over 400 pages. Oh, and I really liked Little Men, and then Joel's Boys wasn't bad, but it was narrated by somebody else, so it just felt wrong. And then it felt like just a really long epilogue, where I really enjoyed Little Men more. So if you want to go on with the series, I did enjoy it. My daughter's playing Animal Crossing and showing me all her stuff. Okay, so I got my flour and salt. So I need 1 teaspoon of salt. I grabbed all my ingredients, but now I can't see it. So, 1 teaspoon. I got Himalayan pink salt. It's very, very salty, so I feel like you don't need as much usually, like if you're putting it on your food or something. So mix your flour and your salt together and set that aside. My husband, when I asked him what was a classic comfort read, he said Jurassic Park. So I've definitely brought him over to the Jurassic Park side. And a classic for me that is a comfort read that is not 400 pages. Yeah. We have Marshall's Truck. Oh, and he let it go. Where the Red Fern Grows is definitely a comfort read for me. I've read it at least 3 times and plan on rereading it again soon. Our school does a thing. It's like the Christmas Bazaar, and everyone donates things. Everyone donates gifts, and then every kid, it's $1 for every person in the family that you want to buy gifts for. And my daughter bought the Marshall fire truck for $1. So that was pretty awesome. Okay, he's going to do the song for you. I can't see you because I have it up too high. So I think that the milk and the butter is good.
It even comes with its own little hose.
Yeah, it's pretty good for $1.
I bet this thing costs a lot more than $1 if you actually buy it. It's from a store.
And then to the milk and butter you add the yeast, which is like 2.5 teaspoons. So I need, because it's potato yeast, I need like 5 teaspoons of yeast.
Here's another one of Ryan's cool trucks. And there's another one of my cool trucks. It doesn't work because it fell in water. It comes with like a big...
Fell in water? They put it in the bathtub.
I didn't. Someone did. It comes with its own... It comes like with... I forget what this is called.
Just like the diggers thing.
Yeah, it's just like a digger, and then we have like a big boulder in the background, like crushing things with it. Like Ryan's collection of big trucks.
For how much he likes Paw Patrol, we don't actually watch it as much anymore.
No. We have this
That was
one.
a gift from Nana.
For Christmas. Comes and then you can put stuff inside. Even the back opens.
Very cool. Okay, you guys, I'm doing a book tag, okay? So you gotta get out of here.
And the back opens. The back is shut closed.
Yeah. Okay, get out of here. Where the Red Fern Grows. Definitely a comfort read for me. Red Velvet Cake. Name a book that you thought was one thing but ended up being something completely different. For me, that was The Glitch. I can't remember the author of that, but I'll put a picture. I think it was a debut novel, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I was thinking it would be. Okay, in another large bowl, mix sugar and eggs until combined. Now, nowhere on here does it say brown sugar. And I'm making like cinnamon raisin bread. But there's 2 places for sugar, so I might do white sugar. So bad for you. I don't have any coconut sugar on me. If you have any alternatives to white sugar that you like in your baking, let me know, whether it's maple syrup. I have agave, you can see in the back. Honey, I'm not supposed to use a lot of because it's bad for my gut. Maple syrup, coconut sugar, date sugar, whatever. Whatever you use in your baking, let me know. That isn't just white sugar. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of stuff that she didn't need, and that included like a 4-kilogram bag of white sugar. So we have been using it more, but mix sugar and eggs until combined. Now you're ready to pour in the milk, butter, yeast mixture. Mix it and set aside once it's combined. While mixing, add half the flour and beat on medium speed until combined. Add the other half and beat until combined. You want to beat this for about 10 minutes, adding in just a little, like a 1/4 cup flour if sticky. If it's not sticky, don't add more flour. Okay, so you set it, the setting it aside part should have been after all that, I'm guessing. We are gonna mix sugar and eggs. So we need 1/3 cup of sugar and 2 eggs. Okay, you stopped recording for some reason. I'm not sure why. So we got a KitchenAid mixer a few years ago from Walmart. It was on sale for like $200. So we didn't get one of the fun colors. We got just black, but for $200, it was so worth it. I got 1/3 cup of sugar that I'm gonna beat with, I think I'm gonna use this paddle mix.
Me up. And you never can.
That's Leopold Fitz. Say hi, Fitz.
Hi, Fitz.
Okay, can we put the poor cat down now?
And it's duck's cheek.
Yes.
Duck's cheek.
Yes. Okay. I gotta try and set them back up again. 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 eggs. I know that was only 1, but I have 2, I promise. 2. And beat that. And we add the yeast mixture. I don't think it's gonna work, but we will see. The glitch. So something that was different. The main character is this woman, and she's this high-powered CEO type person. She's been a part of a couple of startup companies and stuff. And she's just like super driven, barely sleeps, barely eats, you know, just all about work, 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 work. And when she was younger, like just before she graduated, she was hit with lightning, and she's got like a scar on her from it and stuff, but that kind of changed the trajectory of her life. And now she's like in her 30s, maybe late 20s, and she's married, she's got 2 kids, high powered, makes a lot of money. Her husband, I think, is in construction, and he's got a fairly good job. And she starts to go, basically, she's like having a breakdown because she's not eating, she's not sleeping well, she's just work, work, work all the time. And then when she's on the other side of the world, like she does in America, she's on the other side of the world doing some kind of presentation, like a TED Talk type thing. And then back at the hotel, she runs into this person who looks like her from back when she was 18, 19 and got hit by lightning. She sees this woman who looks just like her, and she claims to be her.
And we have a
And so,
thing.
yeah, they went out and got my tools from the barbecue. Anyways, I thought this story was going to be like when she got hit by lightning, she literally was like split into 2 different people, and there'd be 2 different timelines. Like, this is what would have happened if she'd followed like artsy drama school type thing like she wanted to do or whatever it was. And then this is the path that she took and is the high-powered CEO, career-driven, workaholic person. So I thought it'd be like that, but it wasn't that at all, and it was kind of lame and just didn't turn out to be what I was expecting it to be. So yeah, the glitch. Chocolate chip cookie dough. Name a book or book series that you can read over and over again, even though you know that it's bad for you. So for this one, I picked the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's movies that every once in a while I'll go back to. I've read all the books, but I haven't reread them in a while, but they are kind of like a comfort read, I guess. A reminder of my teen age years. And that is also one that I was going to say with the makeup book tag that I didn't put, I couldn't think of answers for anything. This would be a series where the first book is the best one. Apple Pie a la mode, name a book that was really good but could have been better with a little bit of ice cream. Every book is better with a little bit of ice cream because I love ice cream. So I couldn't think of an actual book though. Gingerbread Cookies, do you like your gingerbread cookies crunchy or soft? I like both. I love ginger molasses cookies. They're my favorite. If you like your cookies soft, name a book that was squishy in the middle but the beginning and the end were really good. So I picked 10,000 Doors of January. I think it started out all right and then was really boring in the middle, and then at the very end it really picked up, and that's why I kept reading it, because the reviews I read said like after page 200 it really starts picking up. But I was kind of just bored and not sure what was happening in the middle. If you like your cookies crunchy or more like ginger snaps, name a book that you finished but that you wanted to throw at a wall or a snap. And I picked The Goldfinch. I know it's a little bit of a controversial opinion, but The Goldfinch I thought was very long, and I just the whole entire time I just kept wondering what's going on, what's happening, I'm bored, when does this story actually pick up? And it was maybe just a little too much detail for me. And then everyone keeps talking about like The Brief History or something, also by Donna Tartt, but I was so bored by The Goldfinch. I do not want to pick up the other one. Not my kind of story. Brownies, are you a corner piece or a middle piece? Probably a corner piece, but both are good. If you're a corner piece, name a book that starts so strong and then all comes apart. I couldn't think of one for that. Maybe The Goldfinch, because at the beginning there's the bombing and everything, and you're like, oh, this is interesting. If you're a middle piece, name a book that kept you in the feels the entire time. For that, I picked Flowers of Algernon, which I just read for the first time last year and really liked it and had lots of feelings with that book. Birthday cake, name a book series or an author that you feel like keeps coming out with a book, short story, novella every year. I picked Michael Connelly for that one. He's one of my favorite authors because he got me back into reading when I was around 15 years old. And he seems to come out with a new book every year. Carrot cake, name a book that sounded healthy for you, but it ended up being unhealthy, either with content or put you in a reading slump. So for that, I picked Love the Wine You're With, which is a book I actually picked up because my mom has gotten back into reading again, and she likes wine, and it said it was like Sideways, but for women, and it really wasn't, and I just ended up being bored. And then I felt bad because I decided to read it before giving it to my mom, and then I felt bad because I was like, I'm so bored, maybe I should not hand this over to my mom, but I gave it to her and told her, if you read it, you read it, if you don't, you don't. And the readers of Broken Wheel recommend. My friend picked that as a buddy read for me and her to do together. And it was okay, but it just seemed kind of long, and it was really kind of weird. Like, everything moved kind of quickly, I guess, in that book, but was also really long and kind of slow moving as well. It was just really weird. It wasn't like a terrible book. It was just, it took me a long time to get through it. So I felt kind of like I was in a reading slump reading it, I guess. So that is the end of the book tag. I don't tag other people in these because I don't really have any booktube friends at the moment. But I'm at the point now where my dough has to sit for 2 hours. So I'm going to do that and get back to that. I'll spend some time editing this, I guess. I gotta post the one me and my husband did a couple nights ago where we also made bread with potato yeast, so check that out if you haven't checked that out already and see what we thought of it. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!